people, welcome back to a new video on the Big Steph channel. Today we're going to be talking about Nketiah and Florian Balogun. Two young academy talented strikers breaking through, looking for a spot in the 2023-2024 Arsenal squad. With only one place, who would you decide? Nketiah, Florian Balogun. I make the argument, you decide. Let's go!
Stuck inside a maze, I've been up for days. Cartings on my face, no, you can't see a thing. But I see all the hate and the fake ass niggas talking in my face. But I cannot be phased, I gotta be brave. Provide for the fans so they don't have to slave. Mom told me behave, but I'ma wild out till a nigga in the grave. I'ma wild out till a nigga in the grave. I'ma be a great
So let's start off with Nketiah. Nketiah started his Arsenal journey back in 2015 after he was released by Chelsea at the age of 14. He still had a lot to learn, but the talent was there to be seen by all. In the 2016-17 season, Eddie managed to grab himself 15 goals in 16 appearances for the under-18s while still managing 12 goals in 26 appearances for the under-23s. This prompted a call-up by Arsene Wenger to join Arsenal in the first team preseason preparations for the next season. That season, Eddie managed to get his Arsenal debut in a 4-2 win versus Bate Borisov, where he came off the bench in the 88th minute. Eddie, however, just like his whole Arsenal career, would have to wait for his time to shine again. But did he grab it with both hands? In the League Cup round of 16, Arsenal were drawn against Norwich City. Eddie again had to wait for his opportunity as he didn't come on until the 85th minute. But straight from the bench, with 15 seconds on his first touch, Nketiah put the ball in the back of the net to equalize for Arsenal, scoring his first ever Arsenal goal at the Emirates. To not only top the feeling, Eddie went on to score another and win the game for Arsenal with a brilliant header to progress the Gunners through to the next round of the competition. But even after that, Eddie still appeared sparingly in the first team over the next 2 seasons, but would continue to impress at youth levels, scoring 21 goals in just 23 appearances for Arsenal's under-23s in that same time frame. Also, in this same time frame, Nketiah managed to get the top scorer for England at youth level. Top scorer for England at youth level in under-21s. You can't just look past that. The lad was born to score goals. He was born to score goals. With a loan spell at Leeds cut short due to lack of minutes behind Patrick Bamford at the time, he still managed to contribute 5 goals and 1 assist in only 663 minutes of football, the equivalent of just over 7 games, averaging a goal contribution every 110 minutes. In comparison, Patrick Bamford played 3,563 minutes of football that season with only 20 goal contributions, averaging a goal contribution every 178 minutes. So clearly we can see the conversion rate by Eddie. He was more, even in the short space of time he did, he was very, very effective in that Leeds squad. After having to wait so long for his time would come in the 2021-2022 season. In a very up and down, turbulent season for Arsenal and Eddie, fighting for a new deal, he was the bright spark that left Arsenal fans very optimistic at the end of the season. With the departure of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Lacazette falling out of favour, he took his opportunity at the back end of the season and scored 10 goals and grabbed 1 assist, averaging a goal contributions every 128 minutes. Not only was he scoring, but he performed well in games like Chelsea away, scoring a brace, United at home in a 3-1 victory, and scoring 3 times in 2 fixtures against his old club, Leeds. And also that season, he scored his first ever professional hat-trick against Sunderland in the League Cup. This earned Nketiah a new 5-year deal and the number 14 shirt, which is vacated by former captains Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and club icon Thierry Henry. A big reward and big praise for such a young man. So let's see how he took it from there. This season, he was behind Gabriel Jesus and Leandro Trossard at times in the lineup. Struggling for minutes in the squad, he still managed to contribute 9 goals and 3 assists in less than 2,000 minutes of football. He averaged 3.53 shots per 90, ranking him in the top 10 percentile in Europe's top 5 leagues, along with developing his all-around game with 22.3 passes per 90, completing nearly 80% of them, and averaging 2.9 progressive carries per 90, also ranking him in the top 10 percentile across Europe's top 5 leagues. However, Eddie is in another dogfight to prove his value at this club as he's going up against a young academy prospect who came off a very historic season. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Florian Balogun. Florian Balogun joined Arsenal at the age of 8 after trialling for the Gunners while playing for a local side, Aldersbrook. During his time in the under-18s and under-23s, Flo scored 75 goals, where he was touted as the next bright star for Arsenal's illustrious Hale End Academy. In similar style, he got his senior debut for Arsenal in the Europa League, just like Eddie Nketiah. In ironic fashion, he waited just less than 1 month to grab his first Arsenal goal, scoring against Molde in the group stage of the aforementioned Europa League competition. In January 2022, he joined Middlesbrough on loan to the end of the season, where he scored 3 goals and 3 assists in limited starts, only starting 9 games and playing the full 93 times. However, in the 2022-2023 season, Balogun really stepped his football up and stepped his quality up and showed why he deserves a chance in this Arsenal squad. In the 2022-2023 season would be followed where Balogun announced himself to the world. After joining Stade Rennes on loan last season, Balogun scored 22 goals and bagged 3 assists in 3,146 minutes of football, starring for a Reims side who made massive headlines with Will Still leading the charge. This made him the first American player ever to score 20 goals in Europe's top 5 leagues, finishing 4th in the scoring charts at just age 21. Following that up by officially confirming his national team allegiance to the US men's national team, where Balogun and the side won the 2023 CONCACAF Nations League, where he started both games, scoring in the final. Balogun ranks in the top 10 percentile for shots per 90 with 3.63 shots per 90, more than Eddie Nketiah, also ranking in the top 10 percentile for non-penalty expected goals and non-penalty expected goals and assists overall. With an upside like this, the future is bright for a 22-year-old Balogun who looks to take his game to the very next level. Now, for me, personally, 2 very, very talented young players. Very talented young players, but I put it like this. Eddie has had his chance in this Arsenal squad. He's proven that he can bag the goals in, and he's proven that he's a for sure goal scorer, and not only in England, but in the Premier League. His conversion rates are not that bad. Pretty good conversion rates, especially in limited minutes, never really being the main guy. And when he was sometimes the main guy against Arsenal, for Arsenal in the season before, I thought he played pretty well. And also to this season when Gabriel Jesus went out, he still played pretty well. So Eddie Nketiah has shown that he's able to step up to that level in some aspect. However, when you're pushing for league titles, look at the challenge in the Champions League. Upside and quality, you just can't look past it. And with a player scoring 22 goals in Europe's top 5 leagues, that's not an easy feat to do. Scoring 20 goals in the league is not an easy feat to do, especially at the age of 21. You have to go with Balogun. Yes, he's younger only by a few years, but there's upside there. Also becoming the main man for the United States men's national team. There's a lot of upside there with Balogun. And as an Arsenal fan, you can't just look past that. Yes, some may argue his stock might never be higher. Some may argue if you flip him now, you get 50 million in. I hear reports talking about 50 million. You probably get that massive lump sum in. And then you flip it and invest in other areas of the squad. But I just think 50 million for a player like that, you can't just pass up upside. Especially in this market where you see players going for hundreds of millions, especially coming through the academy. We must trust and believe in our academy prospects. But we can't keep both of them. My decision has to be Balogun. Just for the mere fact that I've seen him score 20 goals. I've seen him be the main man for a squad already. And even though, yes, he might be a bit unsettled by Arsenal sitting on the bench, I do think him developing and waiting his time, learning under Gabriel Jesus, learning in the first team squad, pushing him through after the fact, the upside with Balogun is higher than Eddie. So when his time comes, just imagine the amount of goals you can see Balogun bagging in for the Arsenal. He's quick, he's strong, he can also play on the wing, scored against Angers in the only game he played on the wing this season. He's shown quality, very high quality, so how could you not go with Balogun? How could you not? top player. But let me know what you guys think down below. I say Balogun for scoring a massive amount of goals. Eddie Nketiah has also shown that he's a proven goal scorer. So let me give Eddie his flowers. Eddie is a proven goal scorer. And if Eddie leaves the club to play for like a Palace who need a goal scorer, or if he was to play for any other club that needs a goal scorer, if he was to go to Brentford for half a season, because of no Ivan Toney, I see Eddie Nketiah, being a top tier player, breaking through as a top tier player and proving Arsenal fans wrong. But the upside with Balogun, you just can't turn down. You just can't turn down upside of a player like that. You really can't. Let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you all in the next one. We talk. Peace.